So, go find it. Cool. All right. If we are live, bear with me, Facebook. We're going to check a couple of settings. Let's make sure before I start yipping on. Looks like we are live. Nice. Perfect. All right. Good. That worked. All right, guys. So today, first of all, let me orient myself because I didn't know if we went live or not. And I hate being that guy. But what we're doing today is going to be talking SaaS offers. Okay. We're going to be doing a full month this month, all trainings on all things SaaS. Now, we've been talking a little bit. I think Rahul's been talking a lot on Savage Saturdays and all the rest about foot in the door offers. I know he likes to talk about Costco a lot and how they utilize that hot dog to trick us all into going and eating their shit. And guys, if you're out there in Facebook land, out there anywhere seeing our shit right now, please and thank you, drop me a hashtag live if you're on here live with us, a hashtag replay if you're going to be on here later on watching it. Why we do this is because we want to engage the algorithm. There is about 8,000 plus people in here or so that informed us by joining the group that they actually want to be on here and see our shit. So we're trying to get them the actual views in the algorithm to show it to them. So please, hashtag live, hashtag replay if you're on here. You may notice that there's a bunch of very important looking people on this Zoom with me right now. They became very important people by the power of myself and Rahul. I don't know if you knew that we had the power to make people very important, but we do. And it only costs you about $7 to accomplish, guys. If you want to be in the VIP, you want to be sitting up here, we do a few different things. I'm going to show you what those things are. Every single week, you get to sit in with us. Every single week, you get to sit side by side during the weekly trainings. That means they're on here. That means they're engaging with us. That means they're asking their questions. They're getting them answered all live with us right now. They get weekly direct coaching. And what I'm calling our after-hour sessions, our VIP sessions, is where we shut this part of the training off. We go over there. We just look at each other. We answer all of their questions in depth, and we give them whatever the fuck they need to make this work for them. Insights to make this shit work for their business. Super cool, super important. They get a whole course that tells them how to make some money using Messenger and organic marketing and shit, you know, that we made about $1.2 million from last year alone on the organic marketing side. They get all of that, and they get to put that to work for their own businesses. They get templates such as scripts, content stuff. They get access to a private network. Personally, one of my personal favorite things. They're in here just helping each other all the time. Talking. It's a wonderful thing. They get to help each other. And they get a full SaaS agency foundations course. What that is 50 premium trainings on everything we're going to be covering over the next month or so, teaching them how to create a SaaS offer, how to leverage somebody else's product to make some fucking money, and how to make the absolute perfect first part of a value ladder, which is something we're going to be talking about a lot today. If you want to be a very important person, you only got to do one thing. You drop hashtag VIP down in the comments. My team, one of Jason, Ahmad, maybe Rahul, if he's feeling energetic today, will reach out to you and they'll answer any questions you got. They'll get you in so you can join our private session today. Or if you're feeling real ballsy, there's a link that you can just click, and it's right above my head, up in the actual text. You can click that shit. And my favorite saying is, you get to today make a choice for yourself. Do you want to build a $10,000, $20,000 a month business? Or do you prefer that latte at Starbucks that you're on your way to go get? Because you get to pick one. So if you want to get rid of one, you get a whole month of the other. I know what I would pick, but hey, it's up to you. So I think we stick with that shit. So let's dive into this thing. Me and Rahul are going to pass the mic back and forth a little bit on this one. He's here with me now. I see he's hopped into the room. We're going to be talking specifically about how SaaS can be the perfect foot in the door offer. I know Rahul's been talking about that concept a lot over the last little bit. And I want to show you guys today, just get the juices flowing on a couple of things. We've talked a lot about this. If you haven't seen this before and you're out there in the comment land and Facebook land, you know what this is, drop a hashtag reverse high ticket method. We did a 2-hour masterclass that basically showed how we went from this, which everybody else is teaching and shoving high ticket down people's throats, to this and having something that's creating a almost unstoppable momentum for our company and at least a dozen of our clients and or students. Today, I'm going to talk a lot about how this particular thing, the SaaS, fits in right here, how it can be for agencies the exact same thing that these low ticket memberships are being for coaches, and how we need to use it in conjunction with the scary offer that you guys have all been hearing me talk about all the time, to create a low ticket membership type thing that allows you your system, fuel your product. And when you create these things in the right place, right, we have the flywheel in place, it can absolutely be game changing. So let me put two models into place for you that we've talked about. Coaching, right? Free group, low ticket membership, just like the VIP. High ticket membership, that's the main GSD. Do good fucking work for people and turn them into your champions, you know, success stories. Do those success stories in front of the people in the free group. And suddenly each part of this is fueling the other. And when you go to do paid traffic, paid ads, you're like, cool, maybe I just fill my group up, or maybe I'll just have some testimonials that transition one from the other, or do master classes that transition one from the other. And you're pushing all of this in one way. Now, for agencies and for coaches, the other version of this is free group or free community or email list, and then SaaS product, where it's a low ticket SaaS product that gets your clients some money or reduces their workload or whatever, takes their first step together, right? That then they can then afford to say, hey, you know, this guy did some fucking amazing work. Now I made a little more money. Obviously, I'm going to reinvest in that and do the higher ticket service, right? To then you become success stories, you'll be able to show that off. This is easily able to fit into this, so that you've now got the SaaS as a low ticket, the scary offer as your conversation starter, and you're able to kind of progress the conversation, right? You're able to push the flywheel forward. That makes sense, guys? Drop a 1 in the chat or a 1 in the comments if you're out in Facebook land, if I'm making sense, or something else like a question mark if you're just dazed and confused right now. Let's get some ones. Good.
Yeah, just I'm going to just reiterate what Cody said. This works in any business. I don't care if you're a real estate agent, a dentist, whatever. This is going to gain the trust of your high ticket long-term buyer. That's going to be your champion. That's going to write the 5-star reviews. That's going to refer their friends, their family, their other colleagues, etc., back to you. It starts with a level of trust. The customer journey, it's not always the same. If this was 10, 15 years ago, it's cold to sold. Right now, there's a lot of skepticism in the market. So we want to just like, what are the big boys doing? And it's not just the big boys. Let's just go with human behavior and logic, right? At the exact same time, people want to get a taste and then they want to go on for more. They just don't want to say, hey, I'm going to commit to you for your $10,000 a month thing, even though I don't know you that well. And your presentation was fantastic. Your evidence of client results is great. But it's a lot of freaking money because I've gotten burned by a dude that charged me $3,000. Now you're asking for 10. Do I want to have a bigger risk even though I trust you? What if we could start somewhere smaller and then grow it into it? Or the alternative is longer sales cycles and also still lose the deal at the exact same time. What if we can get them to commit right away, right here, right now on something easy to absorb, the proof that you can develop a communication relationship, an execution relationship, and then they will open up their hearts, their wallets, their marketing budget, whatever it is, to you. It's just, that's your foot in the door. And all the models that we can look at, like Netflix has trials, Amazon has Prime, Costco has their membership. For marketers, it could be anything. Like we sold a website last night, and that's our foot in the door to get the marketing business. Let's start here. Let's something low risk. Let's refresh your stuff. Let's get your website looking good. And then now the next step is, hey, now that we're building the website, I assume you want people to visit it. Is that right? Okay, so you can benefit by traffic. Okay, we'll start that conversation. So while we're building it, it doesn't hurt to plan ahead, right? So now we're already getting into the ascension model that quickly. Okay, does that make sense for everybody? I just want to make sure we pause right here because we're going to be using this subject matter going forward. We're getting our foot in the door with something valuable, demonstrate our worth, build our relationship, show them we're good, take away the past. Because if we broke up with a girlfriend, it doesn't mean we're going to never date again, right? The past is just the past. And now we want to give them their future that they can trust again. Cool. All right. In Facebook land, you guys let me know. Does that make sense? Just type the words make sense. No numbers today. We're going to use words. So you got to do a little bit more thumb work on your keyboards or finger work. Okay. Little dancing fingers. All right. See who knows how to memorize their keyboard. All right. Let's dive into it. We'll go over some examples of foot in the doors. If you guys have offers, tell us in the chat, in the Zoom chat. You guys get the beneficiary of being on here, VIPs. You guys in the Facebook line, you can participate. We're going to start with our VIPs always first. If you drop what do you sell, just tell me what you sell and end the same sentence. Type I sell or I offer this service to this industry, and make it as short as you can, but enough so we understand what it is. And we can, after Cody goes through some examples or explaining the slides, we'll go over specific examples for those that participate. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So while you guys drop all that stuff in, we'll come back and we'll go back and forth on that. To start with, I just want to give you guys some first examples of what I think would be foot in the door SaaS offers. Okay. And what we do here always is attach outcome, right? Customer language, and if we can, a reverse pain statement or a small ticket item like this. Okay, so outcome, customer language, reverse pain statement. So what we're trying to do for foot in the door offers is something small or big that gets the fucking blood pumping, right? So some obvious ones here: database reactivation. Now, before anybody asks what that is, database reactivation is sending a text, email, or sequence of either to a previously existing list that has gone cold in order to reactivate it. Reactivate it and appointments, book sales calls. Second thing that I would say you could do is a review campaign. Review campaign. Now, this could, again, be a database reactivation campaign. It could be an email campaign. It could be a social campaign, right? Any of those things. Third, you have all these features too. Knowing all the different features of Go High Level and all this kind of stuff, you could make something that really is. So you could do free, one of our GST students does free 6-month social media management. And all that actually means is she's using the social planner inside to pre-schedule custom graphics. And the custom graphics are literally not really custom. They just look custom. Maybe you throw your brand on there and then it's gone, right? And so you do all of these things. And what is the point of a foot in the door offer, right? What is the purpose here? Twofold. One, it's to start the conversation and get a quick win more, right? Develops the trust, develops the like and trust of no like trust, right? But the second part too is to have maintain boundaries and not do a bunch of custom work. So all three of these things, text messages, all you do is plug in. Hold on, I gotta mute somebody out on this. So all we're doing on this, right? On this first one is we're taking a list from the client, plugging it into a snapshot we probably already have, and using a pre-written templated text message that we just change a couple things out, and a follow-up process that books calls. Does not take a shit ton of work, but is really, really effective. A review campaign is the same thing. We're either sending a pre-made database
Hey, guys, mute out everybody.
You go get dressed, okay, mama?
Hey, you guys got to.
I muted everybody. I think it also muted you, Rahul, but I muted everybody else. There we go. All right. So this is a pre-written database reactivation campaign, pre-written email campaign, or pre-written posts and reach out stuff that you're just sending out. This one, again, you're doing 6 months worth of social media management, but all you're trying to do is actually create a folder filled with social media graphics and posts with some pre-written content and copy that you're going to use the high level. And again, guys, anybody here not know what high level is? Probably should have started with that, but raise your hand or drop a 1 in the chat or a 1 in the comments if you're not actually sure at all what the fuck I'm talking about, what SaaS is, what high level is, any of that stuff. And we'll get a I'll go over that a little bit if there's a bunch of people that don't know that. But this would be using the tool, the social media planning tool, to actually make sure that you can do all of this stuff without did I say drop a 1 in the chat if you don't know what it is, or did I, because there's a bunch of people now dropping 1s in the chat. I'm confusing myself. Drop a question mark in the chat if you don't know what high level is. How about that? Let's go with that so that I know who's doing what. Amir, Jeffrey, anybody else? There's what, 33 people on here. Okay, so there's only 2 people that don't seem to know what it is. So I'll circle back to that in a second. We'll do a quick review. And then I think Rahul, if you could drop the link to it in here, you guys can take a look at the page and maybe look for a 14-day free trial so you can take a look at it.
Yeah, I'll drop it in
There's
there.
all of these kind of tools on here. And all of you guys have a full, everybody in here has our SaaS Foundations course inside their course library. There's an entire course in there that shows you what high level is and all the different features you can leverage and all that kind of stuff. And it's really taking some of those initial features, like all those, they have a shit ton of them features, and creating a foot in the door offer based off of that one feature, which allows you to then be able to create a journey together, right? Where you can now upsell them into the other features, right? Or have a stickiness where they get to learn about all this other stuff. It creates a whole bunch of stickiness for you, which is important in SaaS. And then a whole bunch of longevity, because once they're using it, they're going to be able to actually kick ass. Rahul, anything off the top of your head for a foot in the door offer for high level other than the 3 that I put there?
Let me look at your 3. So we got the review campaign, we got the DBR. I'm going to give you little cousins and spin-offs of DBRs in a second, and then free 6 months. Like, you don't even have to add the word free. You can just have the social planner. Like, you guys saw me live sell it for $1,200, right? And I did an LTD, which is a lifetime deal. So you've already seen that because I own the software. Like, here, stop the screen share for a second. I just want to see faces. Because you guys own this software, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it because your overhead is done. You're either bought the $297 plan or the $497 plan. So if you give somebody a $1,200 deal, go for it. If you want to charge them $97 a month, go for it. Pick your own price. Like, you have price elasticity because your overhead does not change. So you own a franchise for this little fee. For 200, you can build a lot of foot in the doors to every single client, every single niche. The reviews, like, hey, I noticed you don't have like consistent reviews on the internet. Does that concern you that your clients aren't talking about you? Is that a reflection of your work? Because I see the dentist down the road does. So you can have those casual conversations with restaurants when you're sitting in the dentist chair. You can have all those conversations, and you're paying the dentist. They can just pay you too. Have a 2-way relationship. So there's all the opportunities right in front of us. But my point being is we have so much power with this tool that Go High Level and Robin and Alex and Sean and Varun and the whole team is built. And they've given us these products that we can push to the market in conjunction with what we're already doing. We can ascend people up. But the best part about SaaS is that oftentimes when you sell one of these features, it's really automated. So if you have your program and you sell it at $300 a month, for your very first customer, now you're making $3 because it only costs you $297. It's already profitable. And then, but number 2, your actual service does not need any more customer service. It's automated for the most part for many of the features. Now, if you want to do human services on top of it, like, hey, I'll give you the enablement to do the reviews, but if you want me to manage it, now it's $500 for the management side. So it's super economical, but reviews will be the backbone to your Google rankings. Google rankings are the backbone to getting more clicks, more driving directions, more calls, more messages. And then when that phone rings, that's that hotline blinging, right? That's when somebody's saying, my teeth are fucked up if you're a dentist. My back hurts if you're a chiro. I need a home if you're a fucking realtor, right? That's what they're doing. If you miss that call, that person, that dentist misses that call, and somebody is on Google, they lost that shot. Anne-Marie knows this, but if they miss that shot, they're going to number 2 on Google. Number 2 fucks up, they're going to number 3 on Google. We can now prevent that from our clients losing business that they don't even know is around them. It's that simple. Once we expose the problem to them and show them that this is the solution, put them in that same searching situation. Because I already told you guys my Tesla story. I bought a Tesla, ran out of fucking battery. Luckily, it was on my driveway. Had to call the charging guy to put some shit on there. I don't know what I'm doing. So what do? I go to Google. Who do I call? The first guy that comes up, because I'm assuming it's good. They got some reviews. They popped up number 1. They respect marketers. Somebody did it for them. First guy, no answer. Second guy, no answer. Third guy, no answer. Fourth guy, answer. Come over. $700 later, he's out in an hour. The first guy, the second guy, the third guy have no fucking clue that they missed that call. Had they bought Go High Level from me specifically and had missed call text backs and said, hey, I'm on the other line. Like, is there something I can help you by text? I'd be like, yeah, I need this charger installed in my driveway. Cool. I can be there later. Can I call you in an hour? That right there prevents me from searching. That one simple spinoff of the database reactivation, a missed call text back, that would have been worth $700 to the first three guys that missed it. Now think about how many times they missed calls and how many times they called after an hour and a half. Too late. If you're calling a tow truck because your car's done, fucker lost it if they don't have AAA because the people need their car towed now. A plumber, shit's in your toilet, it's clogged. They're not waiting for some dude to call back. The next guy gets it. So that one little feature gets them that lifetime value of the customer. So every time it happens once, you also have to think repeat business. How bad are people at following up and calling you back? Like I have an example right here. I text messaged a trainer and he said, text me anytime to book an appointment. And I didn't hire him. And I text him on Sunday morning because he's open 7 days a week. No response. Monday, no response. If his phone number was a Go High Level number, which I'm going to try to sell to him the next time I talk to him, is saying like, dude, had I not liked you or known you, I would have told you to fuck off. The only reason I'm actually giving you a shot is because my close friend's son goes there. That's the only reason. Otherwise, if that wasn't the relationship, he's not getting that business. My value to him is $3,600 a year. Now, if 5 other people had that, that's a whole fucking, like, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of income. 10 people, 20 people, that's like a good salary. Right. So this is the impact and the importance of just that one fucking feature. Now, how valuable could that be to the dude that lost $3,600 that he doesn't know? And me bringing that problem up in his mind. Do you think somebody that sees that one feature, do you think I could sell that for $300 a month? You guys think that you guys can? Like, just drop it in the chat. Yes, I can. Just for one little feature. It's just how you're gonna. It's just how you're going to position it. The impact on them, the missing revenue on them, because that's really where the biggest cost in life in a business isn't their rent. It isn't their staff. It's that opportunity cost. The revenue they should have had that they don't even know is missing. If we can bring that contrast in their minds, you are not like every other marketer out there. You are not like every other SaaS salesperson out there. You're now a recovery specialist of leads they should have had. And if they think about how long they've been in business and mathematically equate how many instances they could have estimated that could have occurred, and you give them the math of that dollar amount over a period of 5 years, pretty fucking big of a problem. I can make that number go up to $36,000 on one call with one trainer. Would that be a problem worth solving? Because now we have a $36,000 problem on our hand. We don't have, I just missed a call problem anymore. So that's how we can explain each and every feature by just contrasting it. Because I could do the same thing on the social planner. And I want you guys to understand how this all works. because we know how to do it, and I want you guys to know how to do it, but also do it with confidence. And the early stage you are of doing this, it might be colder leads, it might be cold emailing. That's totally fine, whatever channel you have access to. But most importantly, you need to know the lifetime value of your own clients. You need to know that if I bring in this one person at $300 a month, that's $3,600 per year. But then also, what if they ended up saying, I love this shit so much, that $2,000 thing, I trust you now. Now we went from $300 a month to $2,300 a month. That just added an extra $24K off one conversation. Now, it's not going to happen every single time, but it definitely will happen if you get this stuff right. And then you just have to have I brought this up earlier on our Inner Circle GSD call. Like, who's here has heard of Cassius Clay, also known as Muhammad Ali? What is his nickname? Can you guys drop it in Facebook land? What does he go by? Not by his name, but what do people call him? His slogan that he calls himself. Drop it in the chat. I don't care if you see the right answer. Everybody drop it in the chat right now. Okay, got it. Anybody else know it? I know the answer is already there. Yep.
We awake, people? What do we got? 20
Let's.
out of 40?
I'm just gonna sit. I'm gonna sit. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. People are doing it. All right. There's got to be a couple more. There's like over 30 you guys on here. Let's get some fucking energy up. Then I know there's some bots, so have your bots talk back. They're bots, right? Get your AI together. Okay, cool. So the GOAT, the greatest, right? The greatest of all time, but simply the greatest. Who gave him that title? Does anybody know who gave him that title? Himself. Exactly. He self-titled it. So you guys are the greatest of all time for what you do. He believed it to be true, and then he proved his worth, and that was his guiding light, his North Star every day. I'm nobody. I'm this kid from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm going to be the greatest. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. Then he spoke it into existence. So that's my motivation to you guys. Hopefully I can lend you some, or you can bring it in your body, but you have to have that mindset of I am the greatest. That will inspire you to make those emails, pick up those calls, show up on time, and learn this process. Because I'm telling you, this one little flywheel, this one foot in the door, what we call the Costco hot dog, we're going to rename it and get the word Costco out so we can have our own IP on this shit. But this is where you can actually go from maybe feeling a little burned out, maybe feeling a little, I don't want to pick up the phone and answer that call or make that call on time. I hope they don't answer the phone this time. We go from that to like, I'm a fearless leader. I'm going to do what's right for my family. I'm going to make that money. I'm going to help this person because everybody wins. You help them make more money. You make more money as a consequence. Then they trust you. Now that person who's been burned, that finally trusted the right person like you guys that can actually get the result, you're keeping them in business because data shows that 9 out of 10 businesses will fail in the first 3 years. Right? So if we looked at everybody in this room, if there's what, 30 people in here? So that means 3 people last. But you could be all 30 lasting and 300 other people aren't, right? So it all starts here with the commitment to excellence on just mastering the art of getting in the door with the customer. And then also we'll go into in the future, we do this in the inner circle, but in the future here, we'll show you how to have that sensory acuity, like that sales sense or that mindset sense where you know where the foot in the door now becomes your downsell, where we're actually presenting the bigger thing because we're in front of the right prospect. And then we use our downsell as our foot in the door only if we have to. So if I say, hey, I want to do this.
Understood and how it works with the scary offer, guys. So I really, really kind of want to hover on that for a second because you guys hear me talk about who's heard me say the scary offer before? Raise your hand. Heard those words? Know what that is? Yes. Okay. So sometimes you probably wonder, cool, we're talking about these low ticket offers. My scary offer is not my low ticket offer, right? So how the fuck does it work? And so what I tell all of the core GSD people, because I do a consulting session on their offers, for if you come into the program, we spend some time building it out. And I draw this graph. I should present this one, but I draw it by hand for some reason because like they do stupid shit sometimes. And I point out the scary offer is the conversation starter. And your base camp offer, which is what all of these SaaS offers and low ticket memberships and all of this shit we're talking about foot in the door offers are, this is your catch-all. This is what should mean you should never have to, you should close at least like 80% of your fucking calls. If you know your audience and you're in front of the right people and you have offers that meet them everywhere where they might be, you should be able to close all of them. If they're not ready for your high ticket scary offer yet, you use these foot in the door offers so that you start that journey and you progress. And I just wanted to hover on that for a second, Rahul, just because I think it's super important for them to see how it is fitting into that whole puzzle that we're teaching them constantly.
Yeah. And then in the waiting room, if you see Naeem come in, he just signed up. I removed him earlier because he had the link somehow, and then he just signed up for the VIP. So I don't know if I removed them for good. I have no idea how the fuck Zoom works in that remove feature. So Naeem, I know you're probably watching in Facebook land. My bad. So if you can figure out how the fuck to get him back in, I just sent him the link.
Yeah.
But either way, he'll get the recording. I'll just tell him to DM me his question. I can answer it live really quick. Hang on. Give me 1 sec. You keep talking, Cody.
So everybody, did anybody put your niches and stuff in? Let's get started with that. You guys get the concept now. You get the idea. Again, if we review these first steps, because what we can do is we can customize these 2 niches. right? There's all kinds of this different stuff, different features that will work for the different niches. So everybody drop your niches, who you work with, that kind of stuff in the chat, and we'll pick at random 2 or 3 of you guys, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, and when we pick somebody, don't feel like, oh, why didn't I get picked and somebody else didn't? It's think of the concepts and visualize your own stuff, because it's going to be this very, very similar framework for everybody. And it truly is a framework. It's not like word by word by word and you gotta like just memorize this shit. It's a framework. Once you understand the difference between a script and a framework, then you're going to be able to pivot. Scripts are for actors. They're good for starting out in sales and presentations, so you have talking points. Once you're able to have interactive conversations to read your audience, you're now saying, okay, these are my main objections I always get into. I'm going to address them in this presentation order. As it comes up, I can respond. Like when a doctor hits your knee, it flexes out, it kicks out. That's how we want to be prepared from going from a script to a framework. And then we can plug any product into that framework, any industry into the framework. So we become a little bit more like, feel like Superman, and there's no kryptonite when we're talking to people when we have that opportunity. Okay. Yeah, while he's writing this car thing about car washes, I'm assuming, I didn't look at the chat.
Says on the top, auto detailing.
Or auto detailing. I mean, you can even have fun with it while Cody's typing. So Cody, just focus on your shit. Like you can always have like a dog, like a gif of a dog in mud. Be like, hey, is it time to clean the car? Like you can always have fun with these DBRs, right? Because people love like having a yes, no option, and they also love humor, right? So the simpler we keep our content and our reactivation content, so it's clear, concise, with like AT&T, when they want me to pay them and my credit card bounces, it's going to say press 1 to pay, press 2 to change credit card numbers, right? You just push 1, the fucking shit's done. It's very simple. But if they ask me like, hey, call this number, do this thing, and then wait on hold for 45 minutes, and then maybe you can pay your bill, that'd be a pain in the fucking ass, right? And that's why we want to make it super duper easy. And this is where hidden revenue is, because I have not got a freaking call ever from my dentist, ever. So I forget. I don't know when the last time I got my teeth fucking cleaned or whatnot. If my tooth hurts, I wait till it goes away, and then it gets worse. And then I go in when I can't steer the pain, right? So I'm an idiot in that sense. But had this fucker text me, he would have done me a favor and him a favor. Could have maintained my teeth, and I could have gone more frequently. But dude doesn't freaking have a text message system, because that's the way the world communicates. They're on social, they're on text. Right? Do you guys agree that every human being today, in this day and age, 2023, every single person has a Facebook account? Put a yes in the chat if you believe people have a Facebook account. Okay, no from Tracy. Yes.
No. I hope it was a no with a LOL beside it. Because even if they yelled about it and left and went to Rumble, they still have their Facebook account and they'll be back on in a couple of months.
Yeah, because there's more Facebook accounts than there are people in the world. Yeah, 85-year-old mother-in-law does. I mean, old people are always on this motherfucker, right? My mom's trying to creep on my shit. I didn't even add her as a friend. I can't have her see my language. Too old to have my mouth washed out with soap. But yeah, no, everybody's on Facebook. I mean, so social media works, and so does text messaging. Two most important things in my mind today to reach people, how easily it is. Like if you tweet famous people, they're gonna fucking reply if it's public, if you stand out. So everybody's on it. Yeah, like a Facebook owned platform. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, they're on some social platform, TikTok, YouTube, WhatsApp even, right? There are like WhatsApp is offering ads, and I get a shit ton of fucking cold messages somehow. I don't know how they get my cell phone.
But this one, like chiropractors, I mean, I'm trying to think of what's a different feature because you do the same thing. Like all of this shit, you would do the same thing over here, like client retention sequence. One more time, you do this, right? For chiros, it's just the wording that we would do a little bit differently, right? So an automation text that goes out once every, right, or the average time instead of it takes to get a car dirty, it's for average time it takes for people to normally come back. I mean, I have back pain. I know what I usually do. I go really, really, really hard at chiropractor for like a month and then I feel better and I don't go back for a whole year. So cut that time in half. And when they probably start actually feeling the pain, which for me is probably about 4 months, right? And text them then. Because I bet you if I got a text from my chiropractor and 4 months after I went that said, hey man, are you in pain again? Idiot, you should probably come back so I can fix that. I'd be more likely to be like, yeah, you're right. And I would book an appointment.
Yeah.
But instead, it takes me getting to the point where it really fucking hurts because I'm a guy and that's what some of us do. And then I eventually go on my own. But how much more frequently would I go if a text popped up on my phone and was like, hey, dumbass, I know you're in pain again. Will you just come back? It's not that expensive. Will you just come back here and get fixed and feel
Yeah.
good?
And if Cody got fixed and then that guy said, can you review me on the internet? And because I know Cody, I might see it. I have back issues right now. I've had back issues my whole life. I might be like, all right, if Cody did, I'll go do it. Fuck it. Even though I don't, so I mean that's what he's missing out on. Hey Cody, can you figure out, like, let me talk for a little bit when you're done with this. Can you figure out how to like get Naeem in here? Because there might be some setting in like the participants.
When you kicked him out, there would have been a setting that said kick him out permanently or something else. If he can't get back in by simply clicking the link, he's fucked. He's done for this meeting. That's
Okay.
all. We'd have to
Okay.
end the and turn it
Okay,
back.
we can't do that. All right, my bad. I don't know what I clicked. I've never done that before. But anyways, we'll move. We'll have to stick with the live stream. Oh, while you're typing that, so Amir, you asked the question, will that work for that insurance? And just remind me what those letters stand for, because you mentioned it last time. The UIUL, just type it out. I know it's like something to do with a savings account or kids and paying some some sort of interest account. Okay, index, yeah. Because I mean, this is my perspective, and I don't know if it's something legal or just something like a disconnect on like being modern, right? Okay, so Brandon's got, okay, so hold on, I'll figure out what that is. But so whenever I talk to anybody in the wealth management, the insurance space, coordinating a time is a bitch. Can you do Monday at 9? Nope, can't. Can you do Tuesday at 3? Nope, can't. Send me a motherfucking link. Send me a link. Like if they sent me a link, which is a calendar link, that's what SAAS is. Calendly is a SAAS. Go High Level has Calendly built into it of their own version. So little simple things like that are so convenient of an experience to the customer, because that's how you get more appointments. Because when I get into text threads and that exact scenario, what I do is I'm like, no, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. Then what I do is I'm busy too. I don't have time to fucking like coordinate when, like, a time. Like sometimes I'll just see the phone and I'm like, all right, I'll get to that a little bit later. Next thing you know, it's midnight and I'm texting a dude at midnight and he's asleep. And we got to do the whole shebang tomorrow. Right. So if you just sent a link, opportunity to earn my business, opportunity to be whatever, you have big commissions in your space, but that's how simple things can fall apart, is lack of coordination of a simple ass time. Because when I used to ask that same question and I came across Calendly in like 2015 or whenever it was like, hell yeah. Somebody says, can you do 2 o'clock? I'm like, hey, I can do any time that's free on this link. Click one and tell me what you chose so I can confirm. I chose this time at this time. Cool, confirm, talk to you then, bye. Then automation goes out. I'm nurturing them before they get onto the call with me, educating them on what we're going to talk about so our conversation is meaningful and not just informative, but very productive so we can take a second step forward. That's what SAAS can do.
Yep. All right, guys, let's take a look at this real quick, and then we're going to wrap and head over to the private VIP session. So I picked two that were chiropractors and auto detailing. Auto detailing, I did. Database reactivation text as a foot in the door offer. All right, so this is the actual text. Now I want to show you what I would actually say. for the offer, right? The offer could be as simple as, I can help you get your next 5 detailing jobs without spending a single dime on ads in under 7 days. Because this you send out, it happens to the list right away, and then boom, you get the replies within the next couple of days. It happens within a week. If they have a list of like 100 or 200 people, you should be able to get the next 5 jobs by sending something exactly like this without having to do too much. So you've got a foot in the door offer. You've got the actual text, super easy to do. It doesn't take a lot of work. And what's the progression after that? Cool. You just saw what we were able to do with that tiny ass list. What if I were to do this bigger service for you to build that list even faster? Or, cool, you just saw what we did with that. Let's set this up and build you something that can do this every fucking month. And also, let's implement this client retention and long-term value sequence and process so that you're renewing people, getting a lot more out of every single visit, and able to produce that next thing. It's making sense, guys. Thumbs up, ones in the chat or in the comments on Facebook if this is making sense. Good? Right. Same thing over here for chiropractors and the text, right? The text for the audio team, like, yo, Dave, it's been about 4 months or so since you last stopped by to clean the car. Are you ready to clean all the winter shit off of it yet? I put crap because, probably shouldn't say shit in your text. Hit me back with a quick yes, and we can lock you in. Chiropractors, what's the text? Hey, Dave, you were recently in for an adjustment for your lower back. We just rolled out a new deal for spring visits, 20% off your next 3 adjustments. It's good for the first 10 people who reply. Reply back with a yes to claim one of the 10 spots. Now, I'm trying to be a little bit more formal with the chiropractor text for obvious reasons than I am for the auto detailing text, right? We're using different language that matches our customers. We're using different types of words. But the point is, we're using offers on one, and on the other, we're using timeliness. So what's the pain point of, if I'm going into a chiropractor, it's probably because my shit hurts, or because I haven't been in for a while, so I need something to entice me. If I'm going to a detailing bay, it's probably because my car looks like shit. And if you've actually got a list that's like four months old or something from them, it's probably true that it's dirty. I know every time I come out of something like that, it's dirty within the next week. Doesn't take long, right? So push on those pain points the same as you would with anything else. Long-term value retention sequence. What are we trying to do? A few different things. One, we're trying to reactivate people to get them to come back. We're trying to do automations right before appointments to push an upsell. This alone could create a much bigger influx of cash collected for your client by asking if there's a natural value ladder. So I know some of you guys in here like work with SPAs, and some of you guys here work with a whole variety of different things. There's naturally built in value ladders, right, to those kind of services. There's additional shit you'd like them to buy, sell, whatever. If you can prompt them for potentially wanting to do that before they even get in, you've already got them. They're already a customer. It's like me asking a VIP person here if they want to buy the GST. You're more likely to say yes because you've already bought something from us. You already know who we are. So prompt them before they come in with whatever that might be. And then prompt number 2 or 3 is afterwards, ask for a referral or ask for a review so that you get those coming in. This will 5-10x your customers' LTV, because step 1 is making sure your customers become repeat customers. Step 2 is, how do I make more money from each customer that I already have? And step 3 is, how do I multiply those customers into being more? Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah. Before we cut it, but like what Cody just mentioned, I'm going to pick up on about like multiplying not only just your businesses, but also that of your customers, because there's a 4x10 rule. Get 10% more new clients. This is how you double your business. This is literally a formula to double your business, no matter what size you are. Number 1, get 10% more new clients. Increase your price by just 10%. You don't need to double it to double your business. Just 10% increase in your price. Get 10% more referrals, and get 10% more repeat purchasers. That's it. And then you'll have the hockey puck compounding effect. I'll do a presentation on that 4x10 rule. This is Jay Abrams' rule. And then Tony Robbins added the last 10 on top of it. And then we did a whole chart at the mastermind of how to double your business and why people fail in doubling their business because they think they need to double their customers. They have too big of a goal. They fail. They think they could double their price and call that the solution, but then they lose all the customers because they're priced out of the market. So we'll do the math equation on how compounding interest works. Okay. All right. So that is it. So stay on VIPs. For the rest of you guys, we are going to cut the stream, but you are going to get a link before I do in the, not in the Zoom, in the Facebook land. So look out for the link. It is $7 for your first trial month, and you'll be able to experience, forget not just the live coaching, the community and the chat. Everybody's helping each other. There's referrals going on and all kinds of cool shit. So you can make money just that on the networking alone. But the on-demand Netflix style content, that alone will get you where, like, further ahead to get clients, get clear, get confidence. I'd argue to say that don't buy Chipotle tonight. Instead, give yourself the power of skill. Actually, I can't even find the fucking group. Hang on.
What do you
I was like staring at my email looking for the group. I'm like, what?
do?
Like,
You
what
want? Is it just
I-
the Diamond Club link you're trying to drop? I'll do it right here.
yeah. Well, you can too. So grab that link. When I drop it, you'll see the picture of the diamond card and Cody holding his award. That's the link to click. It's $7. And we will see you on the inside when you do join. So welcome, future people. All right, let's cut the stream and let's go private.